Hey heroes, Josh here from Panels to Pixels, back again. I'm trying out something new this time, trying out a Let's Play, and I wanted to start off these Let's Plays with a game which I don't think gets enough love in the comic book video game community, and that's Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. You know, in the thumbnail it'll say that this is the most underrated Spider-Man game. I don't know if that's true or not necessarily, but I feel it is. I feel this is an underrated game up there with like Arkham Origins. And it's quite similar in that way actually, because it's kind of a different developer working in an engine that was kind of developed by Neversoft in this case, and now it's Vicarious Visions working on the game. Anyway, that's probably enough rambling from me. We're going to get into the game and see how it goes.
On Spider-Man.
Who dares? Face me, coward! Face a worthy foe! Spider-Man?
So the game starts off with this cutscene, which I think is yeah, that's not the original cutscene from the first game. So they've remade the cutscene from the first title completely. I'm a big fan. Anyone who's been watching the channel for a long time knows that I'm a big fan of Spider-Man 2000, Neversoft Spider-Man. It's my favourite Spider-Man game of all time. Yes, even more than Spider-Man PS4. I just feel like it captures the comics a lot better. And Spider-Man 2 retains a lot of the... I mean, it retains all of the gameplay, essentially. It's the same engine, it's the same gameplay. And it's not as good as the first game, but people skip over this a lot. I'm going to start a new game here on normal mode. We have this cloaked figure here with electronic powers. I wonder who it could be. So one thing I will say about this game is generally it's definitely a lower budget sequel. The music, you don't get the Tommy Tallarico soundtrack from the first game. You get generic library music that's from samples. Actually, I think a lot of the music in this game is in other games from the era, and even some of it I think made its way into Apple's stock, like iMovie sound effect library. There's definitely some sounds that are in this game that I've found when I've been editing videos and stuff. So it's generally, I think they cut the budget on things like music and sound effects and reused, obviously, a lot of assets from the first game. I don't think I need to sit through the cutscene. I think we're all on the same page.
Welcome, true believers. Stan Lee here to bring you yet another scintillating tale of superhero daring do. Now it appears that trouble has found our arachnid hero yet again. So get ready for a pulse-pounding, web-slinging tale of shocking revelations.
Oh, Stan. There he is.
What's got you bouncing about? Sentinel attack.
We have Beast.
Greetings, my web-slinging compatriot.
Beast doing his Kegel exercises there, keeping everything tight. Good for him. This is one of the things I really like about this game, is that it branches out even more into the Marvel Universe. In the first game we had, Daredevil, or was he in the first game? I can't remember. You had Punisher, you had the Four Seasons Plaza, the Fantastic Four building.
That's trusty spider compass. It shows me where to go when I'm out and about.
Yeah, and then you have the What If mode, which has like Ghost Rider and Uatu the Watcher in it. Here we have Beast. We'll see Rogue later on, another X-Men. So yeah, I like how it widens the scope, and that's what I really love about these games.
Pressing R2 allows me to
Hang on, it's been a while, so I might be a bit rusty here.
No problem.
It's yeah. These games, they feel like they're set in the real Marvel universe. It's not like its own universe, like Spider-Man PS4 is its own universe. And Spider-Man 2 and Ultimate Spider-Man are their own universes, the movie universe and the Ultimate universe. But this feels like the comics Marvel universe. So, right, I wasn't listening to anything Beast just told me there, but I think I remember what I'm doing.
If I jump forward and web swing, I should make it.
Ah, yes.
Tingling.
Like riding a bike.
This guy looks like trouble. How do you think we should deal with him?
Using square and circle,
Okay, square is punch, if I recall, and circle is kick.
Your slinging days are over.
Now, I haven't played this second game as much as the first game.
Holding L1 will allow me to target those guys from here.
The first game I inverted aim, or non-inverted. Oh, there we go. The first game I replay it, you know, probably once a year or so. Hang on, I'm giving up. I'm going over. So yeah, I played through that first one a lot, but I think I've only played this a couple of times. And you'll notice this is obviously a PlayStation version. I think this sequel only released on the PlayStation. I'll give you a bit of background. Released in 2001. It was obviously, if anyone knows anything about this game, you'll know that it was delayed because the final level of the game involved the Twin Towers, and then obviously September 11th happened, and that was right around the time that this game was supposed to release, so it was delayed by a couple of months. But the first thing you might notice if you're familiar with the first game is that Spider-Man has webs on his suit, which are notably absent in the first game. So yeah. Beast back.
Superior performance, Spider-Man. I'll wager you...
That's a very odd idle animation he has there with the kind of breathing from the crotch. Don't know how I feel about that.
I'm already at full health.
He's already at full health, folks. Oh. Cripes. When you haven't played this game for a long time and you're trying to concentrate, when you're trying to talk, I should say, the web swinging, I will say, does not feel so great. But when you get it down, you know, it still doesn't feel good. But it's very doable. This is what it was like for us back in the day. You kids don't know how good you've got it. Right, let's see what this... You can't change direction when you're web swinging. Anyone who's not played these games might not be aware of that. So you've got to make sure you know where you're going and jump off and start web swinging. And obviously we have the sky webbing. Now the one thing, the web yank. That's the good thing. That's the good move. I've got to remember some of the moves. There's like a web ball and.
Pressing R1 allows me to zip line.
Now there's one of the. What's the button for centering the camera? Because that's the essential one. Hang on, I'm just gonna have to mess around. I think it's L1. Yeah. Okay. Right. Now, if anyone wants any advice with these games, the old Spider-Man games, it's get used to adjusting the camera all the time. Keep tapping L1 as you're running, and the camera will follow you around, and that makes things a lot easier. Because a lot of the complaints about this game is that it doesn't have a 3D camera.
However did you become
you know, there's no camera on the analog stick. So just keep tapping L1.
Pressing the L2 button. I can pull them towards me by pressing web and down, or I can pick them up by pressing punch and throw them by pressing punch again.
What does he want me to do? Ah, target. Okay. This is kind of tutorial stage. I don't actually think you have to do the things that he's telling you to. Oh, gosh. I think the other thing as well about the web swinging is I think that you're kind of auto-locked onto the nearest building, so there is some margin for error. Hang on, I'm having problems with the camera after the advice I just gave you.
It appears to me that the safeguarding of the metropolis is in capable
I love
hands.
Beast, man.
Should you ever require more
Favorite X-Men,
assistance,
I think.
Feel free to pay us a visit
Wasn't
at the
always my
Mutant
favorite X-Man,
Academy
and
to
obviously
run through
Wolverine
our
is kind of the
danger room
default
training
favorite
simulator.
X-Man for everyone.
Sure, Beast.
But Beast
I'll
is
do
up
that.
there.
Thanks for the pointer.
He's the X-Men animated series, obviously. He's a big part of that, and also Kelsey Grammer, man. But not Nicholas Hoult. I think he was very good. You know, the thing about oh no, the thing about Nicholas Holt's Beast in the James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender X-Men films is that they put him in these like flight suits and stuff, and then they keep his furry wrists and furry paws sticking out of his suit, and it looks so ridiculous. He looks like some like 16th century gentleman, English gentleman with like Austin Powers cuffs on his sleeves.
Time's a wasting. I better get a move on.
Where am I supposed to go here? Oh, down there. So there we go. That was kind of the tutorial-y stage. So I'll tell you what I like about this game, as we're going to see, is that you get ground level New York, which you obviously don't get in the first game because they didn't. I think the idea was that they would have like a ground level New York, but then they realised that the hardware wasn't up to the capabilities, and to make the game as good as it was, it made more sense to write in the plot about Doc Ock and the poisonous gas, the pea green soup of gas that falls over New York. So,
Time to save the day or evening.
but yeah, here we are on ground level, and I also like how like a lot of this game is set around nighttime, which feels very different from the first game. First game is all kind of pastel. Kind of colours, kind of like dawn or like sunset New York kind of colours. This feels like this particular little level always reminded me of the New York stage in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. It's kind of feels dark and a bit sinister. Feels like you're going to see someone like getting mugged just around the corner.
There's more going on here than meets the eye.
That's not. I'm not casting any aspersions there on the good citizens of New York, of which I have many friends, but it's a scary place out there, I hear. Isn't there? Am I misremembering this, or can I throw a basketball at this hoop? Seem to remember. Anyway, one thing I will say about this game is that, particularly this part, you feel a bit aimless. Maybe it's just because I've not been listening, but oh, run into her.
What are they up to now?
Oops.
Use enough webbing to smother the fire.
Okay. Put the fire out.
There. A little paint and Bondo should fix
See,
things
now this
here.
is the kind of day-to-day Spider-Manning, friendly neighborhood Spider-Manning that you've got to do. Putting out fires. Some web fluid here. Man, I'd like to see an HD remaster. I know every now and then a Neversoft developer will make a comment, say, you know, that they'd be up for doing an HD remaster. I'd like to see the world of the first game, you know, and the color and the art style. I'd like to see that kind of smoothed out, and you know, the way they did it with Crash Bandicoot and Spyro.
I could just yank the cap off that hydrant. I could put out the fire.
Hydrant. Oh.
That did it. Now to find out if there's more of them.
I think the water from that hydrant just
Spider-Man 10
flew me into that burning building.
Another shout out for yours.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever happen. I mean, it definitely won't happen because, you know, it's Activision, and I don't think Marvel and Activision will ever become friends again. And also, it doesn't seem like the current administration over at Marvel Games really have any interest in looking towards the past. I was really hoping for... I mean, they only put the Sam Raimi Spider-Man suit in because there was such an uproar about it. But I was really hoping for like a low poly model from the first, inspired by the first Neversoft Spider-Man game in Spider-Man PS4. And I thought, you know, Brian Intihar, the creative director of Spider-Man PS4, he said that his favorite Spider-Man game prior to working on the game was the first PlayStation 1 game.
Alright, the signal from my Spidey tracer is stronger from up here. My compass should lead right to it.
So I kind of hoped to get a low poly model, and that obviously didn't happen, maybe in the sequel. But I think a lot of it is just that they don't really like referencing the past. They don't do a lot of remasters or remakes. They put Deadpool and Ultimate Alliance, the Ultimate Alliance games on PS4 and Xbox One for a short period of time, but that was just a temporary deal with Activision, just to try and make a bit of money, I think. I don't think... Oh. I think I was supposed to web this up, wasn't I? There we go. Kind of a bit pointless to kill the guy shooting it and then web it up, whatever. Okay, here we are. Is this the George Washington Bridge or Brooklyn Bridge? I don't remember. Oh. There we go. It's not going to start me at the beginning again. That was my reenactment of Gwen Stacy's death. There.
Alright, the signal from my Spidey tracer is stronger from up here. My compass should lead right to him.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, I'm not claiming to be an expert on New York's geography, but it's funny how much you learn from games and comics and movies. I feel like New York feels familiar to me. My good friend Matt Draper made a great video about LA in films. How different films paint a picture of LA that becomes its own kind of character. That was a really great video. I recommend checking that out. But I feel the same way about New York. It feels very familiar to me. Running out of health here. Maybe I should do less talking and more concentrating. Ooh. That was a dodgy move. Right, now what's the deal here? Am I supposed to tiptoe across this? I don't think I can web swing if I just jump off. People are going to be screaming at me now. I'm doing this all wrong. There we go. Oh.
Don't look down. Don't look down.
Whew. Just had to commit. Okay, well that guy definitely died. I just threw him off a bridge. Oh, he wasn't dead.
Get him!
Now. Oof. It's a close call. If I remember rightly, you don't really have to kill all of these people. You can just kind of run through. But for the sake of making this video more interesting than me just whizzing through and killing everybody and ignoring everybody, I will endeavour to fight the bad guys. So I don't really know what the protocol is on Let's Plays. I don't watch a lot of them. I've seen some where they sit and watch the cutscenes. But if you want to watch all the cutscenes from this game, those are available on YouTube. You can look up Spider-Man 2, Enter Electro, all cutscenes, and you'll find them. I'm afraid that I'm just going to be playing the game itself. I'm not that interested in the cutscenes on this occasion. So what I like about these games is that they're tough and they pose a challenge, but all the stages are quite short. So, you know, if you keep getting your ass kicked by a particular level, you don't have to play through a lot to get back to where you were. You don't lose a lot of progress, which is nice. Alright, I need to remember how to do the web ball, because that was a good...
All eyes on me. Oh, I feel special. How many of these guys are there?
Yeah, web balls, they use a lot of webbing, but they're like one-shot kills. So particularly against a lot of enemies and, you know, these enemies with guns and stuff. It's kind of handy. Swing over to this guy. Let's take the high ground first. That's everybody up top.
Hope you guys have Galactus hidden somewhere.
Little Galactus reference there. Oh man, wasn't this the good old days when people making these games, they didn't really have any rules to adhere to? They could just talk about whatever Marvel characters they wanted.
I think there's one more left.
Where is he? Okay.
What, no more? Time to get some answers.
That's the room cleared.
All right, Chuckles. You're gonna...
Okay, so if I remember correctly, he's following someone.
Sloppy,
Oh,
Shocker, buddy.
right. Gotta pull these.
What happened, Shocker?
Right, this might take a few goes. I've got to pull the boxes down if I remember correctly.
Better beat Shocker quickly.
Oh, and also there's a time limit as well, isn't there?
No, you can't have my lunch money.
Right, what happened then? Because he destroyed one. Is that what I'm gonna do?
Fight like a man, bug.
That's it, Shocker. Let it out. Bend, bend.
Fight like a man, bug.
Well, it's not going very well here. Let's see.
Getting sloppy, Shocker, buddy. Maybe I can yank some boxes on him.
Fight like a man, bug. You can't hide from me.
I better beat Shocker quickly.
Fight like a man, bug.
What happened, Shocker? You flunked out
Ooh.
of electrician school.
Okay, that took a few goes, which I'll cut out in the edit, but yeah, man, that's a tricky first boss. Just awkward.
I believe that's all the time we have for today.
You know,
I
trying
think
to
we made some
aim,
real progress today, Shocker.
move around, avoid his attacks,
Hey,
plus
when you get to
aim,
prison,
because you've kind of got to
remember
point
to
yourself
share your
in the
feelings with the
direction that
group
you're
of
wanting
people.
to aim to grab the boxes with, and then lock on, and then stay locked on while you do the web yank, which involves pressing down, which kind of turns you away from where you're targeting, which will stop you targeting it. So yeah, tricky first boss.
What was it that
I don't remember.
right?
I don't remember this game being
at the airfield.
that difficult.
I don't need pointy ears and a cape to figure out that this is probably.
But we'll see. I should save really. Okay, so here we are in daytime New York.
Hey there, Spidey
Stanley's
fans.
back.
These guys
This is
look
kind of
like
what I
they're
was
up
saying
to no
earlier
good.
about,
Well, look,
you know, the kind of the diversity of the setting in this game. It feels a bit more, less cartoony, maybe a bit more mature, this game, I don't know. No, it doesn't really feel more mature. I guess it feels more realistic in the kind of the way that New York is depicted. A bit more gritty. This feels like a New York that the Punisher could turn up in, rather than the bright green and yellow one from the first game. Now, I think this is the level where there's like a lot of bombs I've got to deactivate.
There's Spider-Man. Arm the bomb. And
So this is
clear
quite
out.
tricky, this one, because you've got to kind of just trial and error and memorize where all the bombs are, which
A bomb.
I don't
Something
remember
this
where all the
size could
bombs
take
are,
out
so
a
there
whole
might be
city block.
some editing having to be done here while I remember where they all are.
That bomb had slots that looked like they were made
Oh
for
yeah,
keys.
right, okay.
If I can find them, I can probably disarm the bomb.
So red is probably in this direction. No, probably not. That just tells me where the thing is. Okay, I don't think I'm going to do this on the first go, so I'll probably jump cut to me having figured out where all the keys are.
That bomb had slots that looked like they were made for keys. If I can find them, I can probably disarm the bomb.
Okay, so as I've discovered, we've smash cut to this part now. And as I've now remembered, the key location is randomized. So this really is trial and error, but more error than, you know, actual learning things. So just gotta roam around until I find all the keys, I guess. Let's see now. And I'm really rusty at this game. I used to be like kind of flawless with the web swinging and never really gave me any problems. I never used to run into walls like that anyway. So now the good thing is when you do find the keys is you get some time back. So even though it seems like all hope is lost right now, I won't worry too much about getting webbing and pickups and things. Even though it seems like all hope is lost now, which it definitely is, and I'm going to have to restart this again for the... I won't tell you how many times. To you... Oh.
Anyone looking for a blue key?
To you, no time will have passed at all. There we go, blue key. Now can I actually get back to the bomb in time? That's the question.
One down, 3 to go.
Okay, I think this is a...
It's now or never, Spidey.
I think this is a dud. That's where I've just come from.
Your slinging days are over!
Keep sharp. All right, the yellow key.
Oh no. The timer's gonna run out. Oh man. Gotta climb up this building now. This is gonna be extremely tight. Oh, the other one was yellow. Colorblind.
That's 2. We're halfway there. This neighborhood's a maze.
This neighborhood is a maze.
You should have called for backup!
Thanks. I always wanted a red key. Three magical keys.
Okay, here we go. Got a minute left. See what I can do. Can see some baddies over here.
Your slinging days!
Hey, you didn't need this green key, did you?
Okay, gotta race back now. Try and stay on the rooftops as well, because climbing up the buildings is slow. Like that. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Colour do I have? Green. Try on the other side. Come on.
That's it for the bomb. Now onto the airfield.
Okay, there we go. That's the bomb defused. That kind of reminds me of Spider-Man PS4, actually. I think there's a lot of bomb defusal stuff in that game. Well, there's a lot of bomb defusal stuff in all Spider-Man games. That's where the bomb squad comes from.
Serious? Wait a minute.
Okay, again, I'm skipping the cutscenes. There's a mysterious figure with a suitcase. I think we get the gist.
I'd be harder to spot on those lampposts.
So, is the aim here to do a bit of stealth? I think so. Oops. Okay. Gotta use this stupid targeting system. How do I zip up? Ah. There we go. Ah, I see, this works well. And then I've got to get into the hangar. Is that right?
I can't let them ambush the cops.
Ah, okay.
Your slinging days are over.
Oops. Okay, so much for stealth then, eh?
Adding this freon to my webbing should make it freeze, just like ice. It's 3 down, 3 to go.
Get him!
I'm going back for the lampposts. Seems safer. Oh, or maybe not. Okay, I'm gonna try and get some health. There's a
Adding this freon to my webbing should make it freeze,
Freon?
just like ice.
It's all mine.
Okay. I'm gonna try and sneak up past that guy and get some health that's on the roof.
Get him!
Okay. Guess that's me done then. Get in.
I can't let them ambush the cops.
Oh, where's the other machine gun? Aha.
You should have called for backup.
Oh no. Killed me on the last one. Oh man.
Looks like my
Okay,
hunch was
right, I know where they all are now. They shouldn't be too difficult. So, providing I can be a bit more stealthy this time and not just go running in guns blazing,
I'd be harder to spot on those lampposts.
this might be a little easier. Okay, one down. This, the whole targeting system isn't the best, but it works. Okay.
It's 3 down, 3 to go.
See, now this is much easier when I actually do it stealthily like I was supposed to. Now I gotta wait till this guy goes past, I think. Right, let's see if I can land there. Not getting spotted. So there we go. I'm in. Right. I'm hoping there's another boss fight coming up. In fact, I think I remember there being a very annoying... Yeah, this thing with the plane. So this, if I remember rightly, is kind of the worst part of the game. It's really frustrating. So we'll have to see how it goes. I'm gonna cut this this Let's Play short soon. Right, what am I gonna do here?
The plane is gonna blow if I don't clear a path for it.
Oh, I'm gonna clear a path for the...
The plane is gonna blow if I don't clear a path for it.
That's right.
Great, the door's shut. There has to be a switch somewhere. Great, the door's shut. There has to be a switch somewhere.
Oh. Right, what do I do now? What do I do now? Help! Okay. That was bad. Okay, I've had a few more goes at this, and my best tactic, I think, is to just bite the bullet and let the plane hit the first few barrels. And then it gives me a bit of lead time to work. And then get ahead, take out these barrels, and then I have to web up this propeller. Oh, no. Oh, it's so annoying when you get hit by the plane. Okay, well, that was almost. I think we got this. We got this.
Whoa! That plane's out of control.
Like I said, you just got to
Maybe I
get
can use my webbing to stop it.
past these first few barrels.
The plane is gonna blow if I don't clear a path for it. The plane is gonna blow if I don't clear a path for it.
Get a good lead on the plane and web up the propellers at the end. Now I don't know about that engine hanging over there, whether I need to do that or not. Oh, gotta get the... Well, that was almost it. Okay, let's give it one more go, shall we?
Whoa! That plane's out of control. Maybe I can use my webbing to stop it. I've got to clear these barrels out of the way. The plane is gonna blow if I don't clear a path for it. Thank you for traveling, Air
Okay, that was very close. And it almost bashed into that big wall. Yeah, I remember that being hard, but that was particularly tricky. That's such a dumb design for a level. Okay, I'm not saying this game is not without fault here, but I think for the time, I think a lot of people passed over this game because it was too similar to the first one. So, you know, give it another look maybe, is what I'm saying.
Rocket launchers! A little overkill, don't you think?
Okay, so this is like a classic Spider-Man game chase sequence, but with rocket launchers for me to avoid. Which I will do my utmost to do. I don't even know if this is a chase. I don't think it's getting any further. Oh, it is slowly getting further away. I think I'm kind of skipping past people that I probably should be trying to fight, but...
Wonderful.
Oh, come on! That wasn't fair. It's kind of like... That's where the automatic web swinging is really stupid, because if you're going from high to low... Okay, it's going to be a lot of shooting web balls, I think, in this one.
The old trusty Spidey armor.
Ah, the old trusty spider armor.
I'm already at full health.
Okay. Let's see if we can do it any better than last time. Oh, I keep forgetting about the... Oh, I keep forgetting about that for a start. Okay. But I keep forgetting that you can aim where you want to swing to. That's kind of an important part of the game. Okay. Oh. This guy, man.
You're dead, do-gooder!
Oh, I have very little webbing left.
You're dead, do-gooder!
So, oh, there we go. That'll help a little bit. Thought I was going to fall off then.
Get him!
This may be a dead end for me. Just to say, I think I'm about to die. Okay, that's good news. Some health would be good as well. Aha. That'll do. Right, I think my tactic is just to keep moving at this point. hope for the best. Okay. Let's see now. I think that big tower is where I'm trying to get to. So hopefully I can get there without dying. Oh, maybe the big tower's not where I'm trying to get to. Well, there we go. I got there anyway.
Spidey's hot on the trail, and this time it looks to have led him to the
Okay.
Your slinging days are over!
See, I'm remembering now that actually
You should have called for backup!
the webbing is kind of a... Oh, this is one of those stupid puzzles, isn't it? The webbing is a commodity that's kind of hard to come by in this game. So, even though as I was saying, you get the one-shot kills with the web balls, they use up a lot of webbing. And it's not necessarily the thing you want to do, although it is very addictive to do. It makes you feel very OP to just shoot out balls of webbing. Right, there's a puzzle to do here that I don't remember. So I'm just kind of wandering around. And we'll see where it takes me.
You're dead, do-gooder!
Nuts! Electronic doors! I'll have to turn on the power to open them.
Okay, electronic doors. Oh, it's one of those where it only turns on certain things. Okay. So I've got number 3 on. Currently. This is going to take all of my brain power. You're going to see my entire brain crumble beneath the might of this game. I hope those enemies haven't respawned. I'll be very upset if they have. Oh, dearie me.
You're dead, do-gooder!
Okay, well I don't remember them being there before. Oh, if I hit that, that should do the trick, right? I may have accidentally beaten this puzzle on the first go.
Your slinging days are over!
My swinging days are over. Say that again. That was a joke about being a swinger there. Man, I don't know how people do these Let's Plays and keep saying interesting thing for long periods of time. I guess that they don't say interesting things. I guess they just say absolute bollocks. Okay then. I think I did it. Absolutely smashed it on the first go. That was too easy. Okay, I think I'm going to call it there because, as I said, I don't want this video to get too long. So, you know, if people enjoy this, then let me know in the comments and like this video, and I'll do like a part 2 and a part 3. It's not a very long game, so I should be able to do it in a few parts. Well, I'm saying that, you know, it depends. Depends how good I am at it. But yeah, thanks for watching as always. Subscribe and do all that business. Watch my last video about upcoming Marvel and DC games in 2020. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.